Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What up, what up? Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast. My name is Nick Engvall. I'm with my guys, Mike and Robbie, to talk some kicks. And today we're going to get into a little conversation about Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, having his designs stolen by his own partner, Adidas. I don't know. Tough conversation to have, but what's good, fellas? How you guys doing?
I'm good, man. Even better than I'm rocking this sweet pin on the side of my hat. Look at these handsome fellas out here. Y'all in Pharrell cartoon form. Look at that.
Nice.
I'm good. I was just trying to take a photo of these polka dot James Harden shoes, and I'm gonna binge now. I'm in a black hole of just like Adidas, which is the topic of today. So,
all right, over under, Nick. I say by at least Saturday we're gonna get a phone call or a text. Hey guys, look what I got on sale.
That's the thing, though. Yeah. I'm sure every sneakerhead has felt this when you have a shoe in mind where it should be on sale. It should be very inexpensive, and you just can't find a very inexpensive version of that shoe. I just want like a Harden. I really do want a Harden 6. I don't have any 6s, and I'm not finding them on sale the way I want. So sneakerhead problems.
That's literally the Nike Air Raid white and gum for me right now. Like, it's on sale at a bunch of places, but no size 13s. There's full price in size 13 at a bunch of places.
That
I'm
makes no sense.
just waiting.
Oh, dang. That was depressing. You gotta get this man a size 13. And get him those Griffies that are coming out in San Francisco colorways. I know you've seen them.
Oh, man. Yeah. I definitely need a pair of
Super
those.
clean.
Yep. Well, let's talk about this. So I guess we should start with the Adidas slides, right? Because that was the start of this whole Kanye beefing with Adidas, sort of calling out the CEO. He posted Instagram, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now. Basically posted a picture of the upcoming, I think it releases this week actually, Adidas. It's kind of like it's based on the geography map, so it's got a bunch of like almost like looks 3D printed, but it's it's a foam mold, ejection molded foam thing, kind of like the Yeezy slides. So my thing is that, and I'm going to write about this and put it probably on the site or in the Discord, but or I have written about this. I just need to like finalize it. But my thing is like the Adilet shape is kind of the one that started it. So that slide was first introduced in 1963. And there's been so many weird versions of it throughout the years that I get that like it's a little bit different because the original versions, or not even the original versions, the like most popular version of the Adilet line is not foam. It's not injection molded, right? Or not fully. It's injection molded foam on the bottom with a strap on the top. And to me, like, there's not a lot of difference between slides, right? Like, I get that, you know, the Yeezy slide is a little bit wider, a little bit more covering your forefoot, all those things. I can understand, like, Adidas taking that and like being like, okay, well, we should, you know, make something similar, right? But that's also what's going to happen in a partnership, right? Like, that's what happens in every aspect of collaborations, in my opinion, right? Like, look at all the stuff that Nike does that looks like a Virgil shoe, like the Jordan 1 utility, the Jordan 1, whatever the Jordan 1 like OG retro that had the like the unseamed tongue, right?
Oh yeah, that's everything now. Everything is an unseamed tongue. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship, basically.
Yeah.
The Jordan slides, like the Jordan 13 slides, look like a Jordan 13. The Jordan 11 slides look like a pair of Jordan. It's a joke because it literally is the shoe. You know, what do they call the Hydra or
the Hydro?
Hydro. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never understood the name, but it was like, all right, cool.
Yep. But I get that like there's some visual similarities, but I think like going into a partnership like that, you kind of expect to make that kind of influence on a brand if you're great at what you do, which hate him or love him, Kanye is incredible at what he does because he pushes the envelope and does things that are beyond what the status quo is for filling out a spreadsheet and printing money at the end of the year, right? Like that's what like. And I'm not trying to pick on anybody or any designers specifically. It's just that's how you have to, right? Like you work for a company and they say, go do this. You run as far as you can. You do all this cool shit. And then what happens? They say, well, we don't have the budget for that. And our budgets are getting cut for the rest of the year. So we're going to roll that back a little bit. So all your cool ideas became too expensive. And then you had to step it back into kind of their normal comfort zone of what they're willing to do and produce as far as footwear. And the Yeezy line has been far beyond that, right? It's been removed from that like equation in a lot of ways because it really is just printing money for Adidas and for Kanye. So I just don't understand. I mean, on a personal level, I don't understand trying to call out the CEO of a company in an Instagram post, but also like the entire world sees your Instagram post when you're yay. But also like, why wouldn't you just like have that conversation with him? You have his number.
I don't think it's after like much to look at it and thinking about it. I think honestly this was a PR stunt. I think it is because if that was the case of him not wanting things to look like, and there's so many other things that look like his shoes out there right now. I mean, I got one right here. I got two right here. These clearly are things that, I mean, that same formula they used with his shoes were clearly used to inspire these and that look. And I feel like if that was the case, there were so many shoes. The Ozelia, which looks like the 700 V3, or, you know, just keep going down the list. I think it's much to do about nothing. I think the world was a little quiet. He's like, let me just yell at the clouds for a second and, you know, make some sales go up. That makes no sense because he's been there for almost 10 years. And there's been 10 years worth of bad, you know, watered down versions of the shoes. And how was the slide, the most inexpensive, inexplicable thing, going to make him lose his mind? I don't buy it. And I looked at both shoes side to side. Yes, they're all of the, you know, same like thought process in constructing, but it's not the same looking shoe. In fact, Nick, I don't think you or Robbie can even buy a Yeezy slide because I've heard that I would have to wear a size 12 or 13 in them, and I wear 10. Like, nothing. I don't know. I just don't buy it, and it died down so quick. You know, if he really, I will say, if Kanye is convicted about something, he'll keep going. This was really like, hey guys, I'm still here. Okay, bye.
I can definitely see how it's like that, and even going back to Nick's point about how Kanye has the CEO of Adidas' phone number. It's like, Mike, when you're upset and you delete sneakers, you don't have Phil Donahue's fucking phone number to be like, hey, Phil, man, I keep taking L's on this. Kanye has that ability. And not just that, he owns enough shoes. He knows he loves the Flight 89, and he knows the Flight 89 is to take down Jordan 4. Like, right? I mean, the brands have been doing this since the beginning of time with their own footwear. He loves the Flight 89.
I just realized you called him Phil Donahue.
Oh,
it's John Donahue, but
John Donahue, Phil Knight.
Great.
They actually fused. They pull a Dragon Ball and just one being now.
They became one. But I mean,
but Phil Donahue was the white haired like Jerry Springer original, right?
I just thought
all these old white guys.
All these old white guys look the same, honestly. But to the point, so the Adi Foam Q Sneaker News puts a photo of the Adidas Quake from 2001 next to it, and I think that's kind of a reach. That Adidas Quake is kind of a ripoff of I think it's a Kevin Garnett shoe.
I thought Air Max 96 are kind of reminding me of a 96 with the.
But basically, see, I want to bring that up just so Mike would start saying, "Oh, it kind of looks like this," because every shoe kind of looks like every fucking shoe because they're all shoes. It's like, for the most part, unless it's like, to its credit, the Jordan 11 Adapt, for as useless as that shoe is, no other shoe looks like a Jordan 11 Adapt. Some shoes kind of look like a Jordan 11. Does? No, I mean not like a Spaceman Tim. But like that shoe is a very unique. I don't know why I came to that first, but it's like a Spaceman Air Jordan 11. Air Jordan 11s look like other shoes. Moon Boosts look like other shoes, but we put them together, it's unique. But for the most part, every shoe kind of looks like every other shoe because every shoe is based off of this shoe. It's just like fundamentally.
I mean, you ain't lying.
Chill, Kanye.
But I mean, you're absolutely right, and you could go through years of footwear design and like I kind of wrote about this, like you're in that world, right? Like we as a community, sneaker history community, would have very similar ideas with each other because we're in this like same space and thought process, right? And like we all have different opinions, but if we were given something, like we would probably move very similarly in a lot of ways, towards design wise or whatever, or the way of thinking even. And that process works very similarly throughout footwear, right? Because once a technology becomes available, everybody's trying to figure out how to best utilize it, right? And like Crocs is the only one in this entire thing, as much as that is not my brand of choice. Sorry, Crocs, but
liar.
I've never worn a pair.
He says liar.
Don't plan on wearing a pair. But they're the ones that really, and it's not even Crocs, because Crocs actually bought the idea for Crocs from another company up in Canada. So I think it's like Form Labs or something like that. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, that idea started 20 years ago. The evolution of that idea has been taken from everyone in footwear to say, what else can we plug into a mold and make? But then if you really wanted to get technical about it, you could probably say that the Foamposite was also a part of that, right? Because it started as a liquid and before it's molded, right? So like it's very similar, but Nike made it a full shoe, added all the bells and whistles, the outsole, the laces, the sock liner, all these things that, are obviously not a pair of Crocs clogs. But you can look at like all the different technologies and the way they land very similarly, right? And all the brands will argue we did it first. Adidas Prime Knit, Nike Fly Knit. Look at like carbon fiber on the use of the Jordan 11, carbon fiber on the Instapump Fury, on the Shaq Attack. it's like everybody's trying that same thing because it's a cool factor of like, oh, we could do this. And then you look at like running shoes, and usually a running shoe, usually a brand that sneakerheads are not paying as much attention to, probably did it first. But like, it's just the way that it presented to people, like those, what were those? I forget the name of the Puma like bead cushioning. They were everywhere for a while, right? They pushed it super hard. And then Nike released like 3 pairs of their version.
Puma Jammin' or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. And it's like, it happens at the same time, right? Like, you know, you're having the same conversations. You're trying to figure out a way to create cushioning by using air or gel of some kind, not saying Nike Air or Asics gel, but every company has some form of that they're trying to shape into their own unique presentation. And to me, it's just like, that's just a part of the game. But what Mike said was really interesting, and I wonder about if you guys think this could ever happen. You said that it was almost like just a publicity stunt from Kanye, right? Imagine if you're Adidas and you know that Kanye can move the needle by saying, this looks like my shoe. Do you give him an extra $1 million for posting that to Instagram?
Yes.
They probably did. Did you see the tweet I sent you guys? What they did? Like, so Adidas literally plays off of that with that added foam Q that's coming out. And I don't know where the soundbite comes from, but basically it's poking fun like, oh, am I the issue? Am I the problem? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, come on, you guys, this proves that it's not even real at this point. But yes, they get it, man. They come and check, say, hey, Kanye, thanks for being you.
Toxic.
I mean, it's interesting to think of that kind of stuff because at this point you could absolutely just make that a part of your marketing, right? Like the same way that some brands on Twitter can just argue with other brands and that becomes their marketing, right? And it's like, I don't like McDonald's, but I like Burger King's Twitter account, so I'm gonna go get a burger from Burger King. Like that's kind of how the world works now. It's weird.
Oh yeah, we're weird. We're weird. Like just looking at that. I went and bought a burger because of a tweet. God dang it, that's terrible.
Well, but you know, like the Addy Foam, I assume it's Addy Foam, but Addy Foam Q is the way it's written. Addy Foam Q is very, very similar to the foam runner in a way, right? Because it's obviously similarly vented,
but it has an inner booty, which I can appreciate. It seems like it has a
stock liner, right? But Converse and a Cold Wall also have that exact same shoe.
I saw those.
And Jordan has the System 23.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. Like, you know, I mean, obviously the shapes of these shoes are different, but the concept is literally the same thing. It's like basically let's put a sock liner in a Croc and make the Croc a little bit bigger, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be like a cooler sneaker and more comfortable is the theory. And all those brands are working completely independently, but they're coming up with the same concept of like, how do we tap into the market? Really, because Crocs has been killing it. Not, you know, like, I mean, look at all the collabs they've done. They sell out. The Salehi stuff has been like changing, I think, even high fashion in a lot of ways, just because people like, you know, you could be a Post Malone fan and buy his Crocs, or you could buy, you know, take your pick of your favorite celebrity, but like you're not wearing Crocs to like the Met Gala or a red carpet event. The Salehi memory Crocs, I think absolutely we'll be seeing people wear that kind of stuff to like high fashion events.
LeBron, I mean,
if it hadn't before.
Salehi signed to LeBron's camp. I forgot in what fashion, but LeBron's been spotted wearing them, and he's a lifetime Nike guy. You can't keep him off people's feet, man. Yeah,
Crocs are their own thing, but I love it because that old meme of like, hey, you can copy my paper, but make it look a little different. They're all just literally doing the same exact thing. I think even New Balance is coming out with a foam clog type sneaker. I'm like, look. I'm not a big fan. I don't like Crocs whatsoever. Can never do it. I am a fan of like I know you guys wear them too. The Beatniks. I'll rock those all day. But miss me with that foam stuff. But I will try to buy this Adidas one because I just like the way it looked. So I'm a walking contradiction.
I got a pair of Real Tree Crocs. I love those. Only pair, and I got them as a gift for myself as a joke. They're on sale for like $25.
Joke was you loved them.
Like, why not? Yeah, I was like, yeah. I mean, like that's the investment I would tell anybody if you want to try a pair of Crocs, don't invest more than like $25.
First time I saw Crocs was when I went to college, and I had no idea what this was. I'm like, what is this nonsense? And
you fell in love?
No. I actually tried a pair. I was like, oh, okay, let me try them on. I would just wear them in the dorm. I'm like, these are actual trash. Take these off my feet. But someone told me that if you're stuck on a desert island or whatever, if you have no food, you can boil Crocs and eat it. Is that true?
You could.
Oh, look at that. All right.
I mean, what's crazy is, Mike, you say all this, and I guarantee you, at least either yourself or Nick has a secret pair of Crocs in their house, and you dip your feet in lotion, and then you put your feet in the Crocs.
No, the closest thing I have to a Croc is it's like a beach shoe, but they have laces. They actually, I don't have it in the garage. That is the closest thing to but I would not. My wife was like, hey, we're going to the beach. You need some beach shoes. I'm like, I'll just wear my slides. She's like, no, you're going to lose them. So she bought me these, like, they almost look like Vans, but they have like a foam bottom and they have like rubber and they all have holes. It's made by Crocs, but it's not the stupid looking clog things.
Oh, see, now it comes out. Mike's got some Crocs.
Not by choice. Like,
So I don't have any Crocs. Cam doesn't have any Crocs. But
Chincles? Is that a sandal in Spanish? Chincles? Chancla. Is a Croc a chancla? If you get thrown, if like your wife throws one at you, is that a chancla or is it a shoe?
So you got to come back. It's got to snap back at you.
Does it count? I mean, like, honest question though, is it like throwing a shoe at somebody, or is it like throwing a sandal at somebody? I think assault-wise is a big difference.
It's a sponge. You throw a sponge at somebody.
It's like throwing a wiffle ball.
We should have an episode where we test the theory of throwing sandals versus shoes.
Well, I'll bring my wife into that one. It's like, bring your heritage in. We're going to talk about throwing stuff. Come on.
Oh. Better never hear this episode.
I'll go tell her right now. That's okay. She'll laugh and be like, okay, thank you for that.
So I don't have any Crocs. My 3 like beach shoes, definitely a pair of Beatniks. I have Keen Uniques that are like, that lace up slide thing. I got actually a couple of pair of those. And then I have Adidas. I forget what it was called, but Adidas made like a mesh boat shoe type thing that had like literally had like the holes in the bottom for the water to come through a few years back. So I have like the Volt pair that they released, and it's like a kind of like just a mesh upper, low key, foam bottom. Yeah, but that's all I got right now. I mean, I would never say never, because I am definitely a sucker that, like, once Robbie said, don't spend more than $25, I'm thinking, yeah, like if the right pair came along for $25,
he's like, that's cheap enough for me to make a bad decision.
To that, I probably have in my house right now, I'm ashamed to say, probably 5 or 6 pair of Benzie slides in this house right now.
You only need 2. You need one for inside and one for outside.
These are my inside the housers, so they're clean bottom. These go around the house. I wear them inside. Then I have the outdoor version. Then I have the white Stussy, the black Stussy, and the green Stussy.
This guy.
So I don't have Nike slides. I have
that's just Benzie slides. I mean, there's other Nike slides. There's so many fucking sandals. And what's funny is I don't even think about it. Like, oh, I don't like wear slippers, and then I like actually do a head count. I was like, oh god, I have a lot.
Well, see, I don't buy my slides from, like, I'm not going to, like, Nike. I'm not going to Adidas. They're on sale. I'm going to what's the famous footwear? They got the same slides. I'm like, hey, it's the only time y'all gonna see me. But what's up with them slides? They $20. Bring them on over.
All right, so we're talking about clogs, slides, foam, whatever. I gotta ask: is it time for Nike to bring back the foam-posite clogs?
No one ever needs that shoe. No one ever.
We need
never.
Only if it
Somebody
comes
in the Discord is going to say that they need that shoe.
Only if it comes packaged with the 17 mule. Or the 17 mule, right?
Yeah. Well, have you seen the Reebok has the Club C mule? I was like, this seems like a kind of a weird, it's like taking a classic car, just cutting the back off. I'm like, where's the rest of my shoe at? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to admit though, like I grabbed a pair of the Nike offlines for a giveaway in the Discord maybe a month or two back, and absolutely would like to get a pair of those at this point after having a pair in hand.
They have 3 different insoles you can put in, right?
This one didn't have 3 different ones, but it was just like super cush, super nice. I really like that shoe.
I mean, this. I forgot to mention this earlier, and I kind of just want to get it out of the way before I forget. I never do. This shoe looks like every other shoe on earth, right? I mean, I think this is like a Superstar, an Air Force One, and a Club C.
Yeah.
But it's a special Trailblazing Portland special with analytics. There's like their brand. Trailblazing does a little sub thing.
It's still a Reebok,
Keith
though,
in the
right?
Discord. It's Keith's brand. Oh, yeah, it's a Reebok. They just re-tagged it. The cool little, like old school Apple on the vintage Reebok.
Dope. Yeah.
Nice.
But but tell me, does Reebok ever say, "Hey Adidas, your shell toe kind of looks like this," or does like whoever made them first? I actually think these probably came out before the shell toe Air Force One, right?
Those were
this might
83,
no, because the Air Force One is in the 70s. I mean the shell toe's in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay, shell toe got it then.
Air Force One.
Air Force One,
that's probably right around
right?
the same time.
Or 85.
No, 82.
82. Oh, why do I think it's that later? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Air Force One's before the Club C. I want to say the Club C was like between 83 and 85, but I cannot place it for some reason.
But yeah, hey, before we get off that topic, shout out to Trailblazing. We need to Keith, and I don't know if Iris down, but like we need to get those guys on the podcast because I got a bunch of Trailblazing tees.
Man, I don't have any. What is that? No.
I have too much. But no, just such a great job of the shoe. I had to shout him out in this, or I'll just forget. I got him last night. The great shoe though. And God, this did not rant. This Club C, the materials, this compared to like an 07 Air Force One is like not even comparable.
Don't wear
I think this
07
is cheaper.
Air Force Ones. I've realized now that and like the Craft and Premiums are completely different shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I got a new Air Force One, and those materials are nice, but they're not Club C nice. These are fucking. I'd wear a jacket made of this.
Let me see. I think I got a black pair floating around here. If you can even have you seen the vintage pairs they've been doing with the Club Season Classic leather, where they bring it back to original shape, and so even just like I'm not a big fan of like black, like a predominantly like a all black shoe, but this one just look at that. You got the little gum bottom and like real nice leather. $80. Like
it's clean.
And people go buy.
Hey, I mean,
the nonsense for
you can wear that out on a date, man.
That's what I'm saying. Man. Keep them clean.
And since we know you're going to have to make up for it after those comments, earlier.
I want you to go listen specifically. I need the timestamp. I need you to go listen specifically right here, and then let me know what you think.
So, best foam shoe on the market?
I mean, I don't like them. Yeah, I mean, he's owning the game though. Salehi is.
Yeah. That's the only Croc I would wear. I mean, only.
Do you think anybody's going to wear like the Jordan or the Converse or even this new Yeezy as much as those?
Did it first? I mean, I don't know if they did it first. I mean, it's just like the same reason why would you want to wear a Nike Air Python right now over a Jordan 2? It's just like only one thing can own the wave right now.
That cold wall one though from Converse is pretty solid. If I can go back and find a pair, I think I may do it.
So I bought those a cold wall Converse. I forget what they're called.
Aeon Flux.
Yeah,
it's a dope shoe. I know that's not the name, but I know what
they run so small. I can't even get them on my foot. Like I got a 13 and I can't get it on my foot.
Seriously?
Yeah.
See, I just know that was gonna go on sale. I could probably get it for like $80 in about a month.
What's your foot?
Yeah, I mean they didn't sell out. I mean I really like them. I really like the colorway, but I just couldn't make it work. So.
Dang.
And I don't think they go 13 and a half. They might go 14, but that seems like a boat.
Really? That seems like the boat to you, the 14. That's the one that does it.
That's a limit. Oh, man. All right, guys. Any parting thoughts before we get out of here for this episode?
The Reebok Beatnik is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, it's better than all of these foam material shoes we're talking about. I mean, literally, it's by the door at all times. I can take the strap, put it on, and make it more formal, more athletically ready for me, or I can take the thing off. It's more like a slipper, so it can do everything. It's versatile.
So my one request, if anybody's listening, make the front interchangeable so we can just swap out colors, styles. Like you could make it shorter, longer, all the above, because it seems like it would be doable, and that to me would be dope. That's like, I mean, I don't want to spend a ton of money on something like that, but if you could get 3 or 4 versions out of it for like $100-$120, that's a pretty dope shoe.
Zip up the bottom, zip it up, take it off, put the Gore-Tex on, put the little sleeping bag cover on.
Yeah,
I'm about that.
See, yeah, that'd be dope. All right, well, hopefully, maybe someday. But anyway, let's let everybody know how they can find you outside of the show.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Mike Guillory, and of course, you can always find me on Sneaker History.
You can find me at RAHBEE702.
Right on. You can find me at Nick Engvall on all the platforms. Make sure you hit the link in the description to join us on Discord, and follow at Sneaker History on all the platforms. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for listening and supporting us. Peace.
Goodbye.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.